स्क्रीन शो हो रही है। एक मिनट मैम बस होने दीजिए। मैम कनेक्शन ज़रा वीक है तो वो इसलिए लेकिन मैम कनेक्शन की वजह से ये ज़रा स्क्रीन शो हो रही है, लोडिंग होता जा रहा है। हाँ कोई और अभी प्रेजेंटेशन करवा दे, मैं बाद में कर देता हूँ तब तक। जी
Yes, ma'am. मैम मेरी स्क्रीन शेयर हो रही है? मैम शो हो रही है मेरी स्क्रीन? यस मैम। Assalamu alaikum. My name is Momna Noor and my ID is 1913700772. My section is A. Contents to be discussed. First of all, what is Unix and history of Unix, why we use Unix, features of Unix, structure of Unix, and assessing of Unix, advantages and disadvantages, difference between Unix and DOS. First of all, what is Unix? Unix is an operating system. An operating system is the program that control all the part of the computer system, both hardware and software. It allocates the computer resources and schedule tasks. It allocates us to make use of the facilities provided by the system. Every computer system require an operating system. History of Unix. Unix stands for Unix Information and Computing System. Was created in 1969 by Keith Thompson and Danish Ritchie. Yes, ma'am. 1969 Unix was developed in 1973 they revolt the Unix मैम मेरी स्क्रीन फुल है नो मैम एक मिनट मैम 1977 it released the first Kavli software destruction which became known as BSD. Yes ma'am. Yes ma'am. Unix stands for Unix Information and Computing System and was created in 1969 by Kenneth Thompson and Danish Ritchie, system engineer at Bell Labs. And in summer 1969, Unix was developed. 1973, they revoked the Unix kernel in C to make operating system. 1977, it released the first Berkeley software destruction known as BSD. In 1978, release of VN7 include Barney shell for the first time. By 1983, commercial interest was growing and Sun Microsystem produced a Unix workstation and Unix released 10 edition 1977 to 1989. Why we use Unix? One of the biggest reasons for using Unix in networking capability. Unix is ideal for such things worldwide and email and connecting to the internet. Because Unix was developed different peoples with different needs, it has grown to an operating system that is both flexible and easy to adopt for specific needs. Unix is more secure than Windows. Features of Unix. Unix is multi-user, multitasking operating system. Multiple users may have multiple tasks running simultaneously in Unix. Unix is a machine-independent operating system, not specific to just one type of computer hardware. Unix is a software development environment was born in and designed to function within this type of environment. And this is the structure of Unix shell. The shell acts an interface between user and the kernel. When a user login, the login program check the username and password and then yes ma'am. The shell is a command line interpreter CLU. It interprets the commands the user type in and arrange for them to be carried out. The commands are themselves programmed. When they terminate, the shell gives the user another prompt on our system. Kernel. The kernel of Unix is the hub of the operating system. It allocates time and memory to program and handle the files stored and communication in response to system calls. Bond shell. This is the original Unix shell written by Steve Bond of Bell Labs. It is available on all Unix systems. This shell does not have the interactive facilities which provided the modern shell such as C and Corn shell. The Boron shell does provide an easy to use language with which you can write shell subscript. Assessing a Unix system. There are many ways that can assess a Unix system. The main mode of Unix to access to Unix machine is thought a terminal, which usually include a keyboard and a video monitor. For each terminal connected to the Unix system, the kernel run a process called TTY and TTY teletype stand for teletype that accept input for the terminal and send output to the terminal. TTY process and general program and must be told the capabilities of the terminal in order to correctly read and write terminal. If the TTP process incorrect information about the terminal type, unsuspected result can occur. Login. Logging into the Unix system required two pieces of information, a username and a password. When we sit down for a Unix session, login prompt that look like login, type username at login prompt and press return. The system will then ask you for username, use for your user password. When you type your password, the screen will not display when what you type. Login out. When we are ready to quit, type the command exit. Before we leave our terminal, make sure that we see the login prompt indicating that we have successfully logged out. Some shells will recognize other command to log out, or even buy. Advantages and disadvantages. First of all, advantages of Unix. Full multitasking will protected memory. Multi-users can run multiple programs each at the same time without interfering with each other or crashing the system. The traditional command line shall interfere in user hostile design programmer, not the casual user. And advantage, very efficient virtual memory. So many programs can run with a modest amount of physical memory. And disadvantage, the use Unix well, you need to understand some of the main design features with each of other, not just for treating each a fixed black box. Advantage, a rich set of small commands and ultimates that do specific tasks while not collected led to special options. Unix is a well-stocked toolbar, not a game to do it stream army knife. Command often a graphic name and give little response to tell the user doing much specific keyboards, characters and unexpected results. Difference between Unix and DOS. Unix and DOS are computer operating systems that give your computer the capability to execute files and run programs. They are both text-based, however, there are some variables between them. For instance, Unix has a GUI, both DOS does not. GUI is a graphical user interface that allows your computer to interfere with electronic device by clicking on icon and an alternative to using command prompt. Unix has further security than DOS, so it is more for saver user use. While DOS is geared toward home use, Unix is case sensitive, but DOS is not. An example would be Unix, a folder with advert.x, and advert.x would be considered two distinct files, and in DOS it would be considered the same file. Also, Unix use double slash and DOS use curl in their directory structure. Just remember, DOS is for personal use and Unix for server use. Thank you so much. मैम स्टॉप शेयरिंग कर दूं? Yes, ma'am.
जी मैम स्टार्ट। जी मैम शो हो रही है स्क्रीन में।
पता नहीं क्या हुआ।
जी मैम। जी मैम। ठीक। Assalamu alaikum everyone. Hope you all are fine, doing well. My name is Shakil and roll number is 70. My presentation is about brain-computer interface. As we all know, a human connect with this world using his five senses and limb movements. By these movements, we can walk on the earth, we can communicate with each other, or we can touch something. These are called actions, and action are actually mechanical work, while ideas born in our mind are cause of electric impulses in our brain. And action are production of our ideas. For example, if you are hungry, then an idea comes in your mind to get something for it, and you do some action on it, like you go to the kitchen or on a restaurant and get something for it. And of course, ideas are faster than action. And if we connect with this world using our ideas, it would be faster communication than action. That's why scientists introduced a new technology, brain-computer interface. It is a technology which allows us a human to control a computer, a board, or any other electronic devices with our mind. Components of brain-computer interface. First, electric signals are born in our mind. They are being processed. Information are extracted from those signals. They are classified, and then a software in a computer allows us to control a device. How the brain turns ideas into action. It works with the help of neurons. Actually, neurons are web of knowledge, and our brain is full of neurons. They are connected with each other with the help of particles such like axon and dendrites to form a superhighway for electric signal to travel from one neuron to another to produce ideas and action. Speed of those signals is 260 feet per second. Brain-computer interface types. There are three types of brain-computer interface. Invasive, in which we use gray matter of brain. It is a highly resolution. And partial invasive, in which we use inside part of our brain but outside the gray matter. And non-invasive, in which we use surface of our brain to extract electric signals. Electron spellograph. It is a non-invasive function in which electrode connect with our skull. And what is electrode? Electrodes are actually can read brain signals. Brain signals are cause of electric signals that produce ideas and action. To get a high resolution signals, scientists can implant electrode directly into gray matter of brain. Electron spellograph technique for brain-computer interface. First, electrode connect with our skull, then electric signals from our brain are amplified and transmit to the computer. Then a software in a computer work as a computer command and allow us to control a device. Electron spellograph waves. There are five kinds of electron spellograph waves: delta waves, theta waves, alpha, beta, and gamma waves. By these waves, electric signals from our brain transmit to the computer. Neuralink, a new journey to the future. Neuralink is introduced by Elon Musk, an engineer. It is a new version of brain-computer interface. It is the latest technology which is just released 4 days ago. Electron spellograph versus Neuralink. For electron spellograph, we need a whole computer which which collect our electric signal and transmit to the other device. And for Neuralink, we just need an electronic chip which is the size of an coin. Neuralink uses. It will help us in future to save and replay memories. We can make a clip of our memories and can store it in our mobile phones or computer. It will help us in to prevent memory loss, hearing loss, brain damage, blindness, and also we can control depression, insomnia, extreme pain. We can control phones and computer by these microchips. Brain-computer interface example. Music. In 1987, Knapp and Lustig allowed a user to control music synthesizer for the first time. In 2004, Volpa and McFarland allowed a user to move a cursor on the to the screen. In that year, Milan allowed a user to move a robot in a specific room, and it was only for a physically weak person who cannot move. Star Wars game. In 2009, Milton Industry partnership with Neurosky Industry and released a new Star Wars Warrior game which can be controlled by our mind. Application of electron spellograph. In medical field, it allow mute person to speak, it allow deaf person to hear, and allow blind person to see. It is useful for paralysis treatment, prosthetic device such like robotic hand and legs, surgical devices also. Applications. Our brain can work as a computer. We can control robots. We can play games. A physically weak person can control computer, can control cursor, and also physical devices. For disabled people, it allows them to communicate with each other. They can control